going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. I am your host, Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we're going to be going over every single game on the Jets schedule and giving you guys a record prediction, breaking down each of these matchups for the New York Jets as the schedule did get released yesterday. And we start off with a banger of a game in Week 1, Justin Fields' revenge game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, taking on the Bills in Week 2. Then your back-to-back games in Florida, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins on Monday night. And then you're back home for 3 straight home games, taking on the Cowboys, Broncos, Panthers. Then you hit the road to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And then you do have your bye, Week 9 of the season. Then you're back home taking on the Cleveland Browns, and then a short week in New England against the Patriots. Then you got the Ravens in Baltimore, and then the Falcons at home. And then you got the Dolphins back-to-back weeks at home in Week 14. Then you got the Jags Week 15, Saints 16, Patriots at home Week 17, and then the Buffalo Bills to round out the season in Buffalo. So before we dive into every one of these games here, get your predictions down below in the comments section. Predict the Jets' record for next season. How do you guys think it's going to go? I'll give you guys my total record prediction at the end of today's show, so stay tuned for that. But I do have the Jets starting off 1-0. I can already see the Steelers fans just melt down on Twitter, social media, everywhere if Justin Fields beats Aaron Rodgers and that team Week 1. So I'm going to take the Jets in that matchup, and they're going to move the 1-0 to start the 2025 NFL season. But I do have the Jets taking a loss in Week 2. It's going to be a tough matchup against the Buffalo Bills. I know the Jets have played them well over the last couple of years, but I just think Josh Allen and this Bills team views this as their Super Bowl run this year. They probably thought about that the last couple of years, but I think they're going to head into the Jet Stadium, get a win in Week 2. So I got the Jets starting off 1-1, but then I also have them catching another L in Tampa. Now, me saying the Jets are going to lose to the Buccaneers says more about Tampa than it does for the New York Jets. I think Tampa is going to be one of the most underrated and undervalued teams heading into the season. They are absolutely stacked offensively. I love the pick of Emeka Egbuka in round 1. And their receiving core, running back, tight end combo, possibly the best in the National Football League. So I got the Jets falling to 1-2 in this one. But I also have them losing to the Dolphins in Week 4. You're heading down to Miami. This is a Monday night game. I just think the Dolphins, if you look at the past couple of years with Tua and Mike McDaniel, they've always been a very good September football team. So I got the Jets losing this one. They fall to 1-3 on the season. And then I actually have them catching another L here. I got the Dallas Cowboys coming in and beating the Jets. So they're going to move to 1-4. I think the Cowboys are going to be a little better than most people think this season. So it's going to be a tough matchup for the New York Jets. But they get back in the win column in London. Woody Johnson is going to have a lot of his buddies in attendance at this game, and he is going to want to get this one. I think the Jets will. Even though the Broncos are a very good team, we got a revenge game for GM Darren Mougey. So I get the Jets winning this one, moving to 2-4. And we actually got a win streak starting here for our Jets as they're going to beat the Panthers at home the following week. I understand the travel implications of all this, but I just think the Jets roster on paper is significantly better than Carolina's, so I got a win there. But you do take on the Bengals in Week 8. This is going to be a tough spot for the Jets, so I got them falling to 3-5. But still, after the first 8 games, if you would say to me the Jets are 3-5, I would honestly take that as a win. So I got them moving or losing to the Bengals in this one, going to 3-5. But then they're going to catch a win in Week 10 against another AFC North opponent. I'm going to have them beating the Browns, moving to 4-5 on the year. So the Jets just kind of hanging around here, and I think that's probably how it's going to go. But I'm also very excited for specifically every game versus the AFC North. I think the Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, even against the Browns, taking on possibly Shedeur Sanders in this matchup. I'm excited for all of these, but you guys let me know. Pick one for me. Which game are you most excited to watch? I think a lot of people are going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers game, the Aaron Rodgers storyline, the Justin Fields revenge game. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome Week 1 matchup. So you guys let me know. Which game are you most excited to watch down below in the comments section? All right, so our Week 11 matchup, we do have the Jets taking on the New England Patriots, and I think this is going to be a win. I think they're going to go to New England and beat the Patriots in this spot, moving them to 500. So, hey, first 10 games this season, if the Jets are 5-5, I'm taking that any day of the week. And we do have a very tough game. Probably will be double-digit underdogs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So I got them losing this matchup, falling to 5-6 on the season. Just, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Jets be heavy underdogs in this game, so I got them dropping it to the Ravens. And then Week 13, taking on the Atlanta Falcons at home. This would be a tough game, but I also think the Falcons could possibly be a disaster this season. So I'm going to take the Jets in this spot, moving to 6-6. Now, this was the toughest game on the schedule for me. Week 14 versus the Dolphins. I am going to have the Jets drop this one. It is December football, in New Jersey. Dolphins, not a good cold weather team, but I just think the Dolphins are a tough matchup for the Jets this year. So I got them losing this one, moving to 6-7, and then they are going to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game, and I got them dropping this one as well, moving to 6-8 on the year. I think the Jags could be a little better than most people think, and plus traveling down to Jacksonville could be a tough spot. But then I do have the Jets bouncing back with a win against the New Orleans Saints, moving to 7-8. I think the Saints will probably be picking number 1 this year in the draft, so I think the Jets will, win that matchup there. But then they do play the New England Patriots in Week 17. I think they're going to sweep the Pats this year, move to 8-8, and then I think this would set up if the Jets are 8-8, depending on how the rest of the AFC goes. Possibly Week 18 versus the Buffalo Bills could be for a playoff spot. And if the Bills are maybe competing for the 1 seed, maybe they're playing their guys. But if they have the division wrapped up, I could see the Bills resting their guys in this matchup. But if it's just on paper, they're playing everybody. Jets are playing everybody. Probably going to be a loss for the New York Jets. So I got them moving to 8-9 in this spot. But if the Jets go 8-9, I think we would all agree that would be a very, very successful season. So that is my record prediction for the New York Jets. But I do want to bring in diehard Jets fan, Dylan, producer of the show. Dylan, looking at the schedule, I'll ask you 2 things, Dylan. What game are you most excited for, but you can't say the Steelers game, and also predict the record for me?
I'm always excited for the Buffalo games because the Jets always play the Bills hard. And look, this is going to be a year where Aaron Glenn's going to try to prove himself. And if he could go ahead, take a shot at the Bills. Look, the Jets are normally pretty good against Buffalo. Mm-hmm. I think that could be a very big game for momentum going forward in this season.
Especially like Week 2, you got them at home. You get the momentum, maybe beat the Steelers Week 1, beat the Bills Week 2, get the good vibes going. So, yeah, I like that call. But overall record, Dylan, above 500, just below 500. How are we feeling?
I'd say high 9-8, low 6-11.
6-11, yeah, I like that. I'd probably be on the same boat as you. Floor 6-11 team, ceiling 9-8. I don't know. There's a lot of gettable games on this schedule. Like I had them going 8-9, and that's also including losses to the Jacksonville Jaguars and also losing to the Dolphins at home. Maybe a couple of those games flip. I don't know. They'll probably be right around 500. But what would you consider a successful season for Aaron Glenn? Like record-wise, obviously you guys see how it plays out on paper, but if the Jets have this record, you would view that as a successful season.
Just have a winning record at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it's a new regime with Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn, and the Jets, they always have those high hopes going into the season, and then it normally crash out and it burns on them.
Are you a fan of the 1 o'clock starts here?
Oh, I'm 100% a fan.
100%, yeah. Get the Jets out of the spotlight.
Yeah, they don't need to be in the spotlight. They can play their own game. Justin Fields can go ahead, torch everyone.
Yep.
With not everyone staring at him, because in Pittsburgh, that was one of the cases where he had to fight for his job the whole season. And I feel like in New York this year, this is his team, and now he gets to prove it.
Yep. No, I'm super excited. It's going to be a really fun year. Appreciate everybody tuning in to our record prediction. Dylan and I both kind of see around 500. A couple games go their ways. Maybe they could fight for that 7th seed. But if I was Aaron Glenn, I would put the goal of this season, make the playoffs, get to that 7th seed. Because if they do that, I mean, he would be a hero for Jets fans year 1. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. See you guys next time. Go Jets.